Okay, so Topi on Hive Tyrant versus Asmon on the Warlock on Jarlow's Forge. Now, it's a pretty compact map actually. Like you got the natural power on each side, which is quite bashable. But the path, like the gens can be flanked from from two sides, like for each gen farm. Okay, here we go. So Topi, opening with Termagant Brood, pretty standard. Hive Tyrant probably going to be capping the power node as he's the slower one. Usually want to be expansive with your capping with your Hormagaunt. And there you go, Hormagaunt's walk straight past, looks like he's going for this requisition point. Warlock, equally, he's got Fleet of Foot, be expansive. Gonna go for this victory point over here. Termagant is spawned Asmon opening with two Dire Avengers. It's very legit considering that he's up against Hive Tyrant. So I'm going to again defer to what Lindenen, a very accomplished Eldar player, said. Like against Lictor Alpha and Revenant Alpha, go Banshees. Against Hive Tyrant, you want to open Guardians. Banshees still legit though. I mean, I probably would have forgone it, considering that Sir Topi is going to be running this lobby. Oh, that's a good Destructor. Hormagaunt still moving forward. This is wise. Going straight out to capping. Very nicely played by Asmon. Yeah, I mean, probably would have held back on the Banshees until later, considering that this decap could happen. I would want to secure the node, and there's Spore Mines on the field, so Banshees are going to be of limited use until they're eliminated anyway. Hive Tyrant moving up now. Dire Avengers getting harassed about. Probably not going to garrison it because they spotted the Spore Mines. Hive Tyrant really should be dealing with these Dire Avengers as, nice Destructor. Banshee's just retreating, taking quite a bit of damage from the Spore Mine, just retreating though, so he accepts that he's not going to get too much done. One Guardian model being taken out, not a big loss really. Like Asmon just trying to keep the situation stable and not falling too far behind on map control, which he isn't. Like this is perfectly acceptable map control right now. Going straight for the Spore Mines, which is wise. Forces, Sir Topi electing to use a Spore Mine charge. Asmon being very clever, using his Fleet of Foot to stay on their arse and making sure he gets some damage on it, and basically just wasting the Tyranid's time. Crippling Poison goes in, but there's a leap, and this is a really, your Spore Mines can't be running over there, bro. Like, know that they won't do friendly fire if they get popped by the Warlock, but you kind of want to keep them separate from your army so you can pop them. Especially when they're that low, you really, they're just gonna die without doing anything more, and that's 15 more red. Oh, no. It takes a model, that's not the worst. Guardian Weapons team on the field now. Hive Tyrant not going to be able to do too much work. Probably going to have to retreat. Hormagaunt's getting a bit overextended. Hive Tyrant getting overextended. Retreating. Hormagaunt's trying to go in but losing Synapse and not having... Yeah, they're in the launch. These Hormagaunt's are dead. Yeah, because they have to group up again because they're a squad and now they're dead. Guardian Weapons team almost goes down, but just about surviving. Big win for Asmon. Not sure if that's an Overwatch mistake, but here comes the second Guardians weapons team. Asmon not having any power right now, and no surprise if he's going to go for 5 squads straight off the bat. Sir Topi going Raveners, very good choice against Eldar, but not going to be as good as it normally is because there is going to be a second Guardians weapons team on the field. At the same time though, can't complain because there's a Hive Tyrant. He can deal with one, Raveners can deal with the other. They're very squishy though without Synapse, so can't really get them too overextended as he did there. I mean, those Hormagaunts, no Synapse, no upgrades, just get torn up. 40 melee skill, very squishy. Just die. Banshees started leveling. Not got as much experience as I thought they would, but I suppose nids don't really drop too much XP off their basic creatures. But yeah, so Sir Topi lacking some true melee right now. Like, yeah, sure he's got Raveners, but they're not real melee. They won't stand up to Banshees. Like, they might, they fare okay under Synapse, but who knows how to just do. And here comes the second Shuriken Cannon, and Yeah, for some reason they're bugged and they're not even shooting. But Sir Topi elects to run away. So interesting there. Like, he could have hung around, but I mean, just goes to show like sometimes you need to be watching stuff, and that's a nice play by Asmon. Like, he's not really gonna actually charge in the Guardians there, but forces out. Sir Topi's currently only crippling poison, considering he only has one upgrade. So that's nice. That means Banshees have a bit more free reign for a little bit longer, but come off cooldown pretty soon actually, considering their base. So not too bad. But it's just nice to force your opponent to use abilities before retreating, before you retreat, you know, and just dodging them, and you just, there's a psychological factor, like, in addition to the fact that, like, he won't have it for the next 5 seconds, like, you know, he'll be like, oh god, it's so hard to hit these, for example, and it's very, very easy to underestimate the psychological factor in games, like, in games in general, like, not just a game like World War II or, like, a strategy game, just games in general. Like, psychology is a big factor. So right now, the situation is pretty stable. Sir Topi's gotten himself back into the game squad-wise, but he hasn't necessarily got what he needs to break down the Eldar position. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the main thing is there's a weakness in Asmon's game. Is like, yes, the Guard Weapons team are really hard to break down, but they're also very relatively immobile. So you see, like right now he's. I mean, okay, yeah, there's only the Hive Tyrant here, but this is a pattern you're going to be seeing repeatedly for the rest of Tier 1, that Asmon has a roaming three squads, 3 or 4, like maybe squad plus commander, roaming together, and then you have these guys who just are kind of alone. Oh, brilliant destructive though, that's nasty. Homagon's going to be all over this shuriken cannon though, and they're going to be in trouble. Warriors, oh no, wow, that's dead. And Asmon's going to lose 2! Wow, massive loss for Asmon. Absolutely massive. I wonder if he just wasn't paying attention, because that looked like the whole thing happened without his noticing. So, big loss. Asmon caught in an uncomfortable situation. He's not massively behind, but at the same time he's got the binary choice of, like, do I go Tier 2 and forgo Resin Commander for a while, and as a result, then you res Commander and then you don't. Yes, he's made the choice. He's gonna make do with for a minute plus. Well, not necessarily a minute plus. Not necessarily a minute. He doesn't have to, like. He can do it with his first 250 seconds, but sorry, 250 rec. But the point is, he's gonna spend 250 rec on this commander, and then he's gonna have to wait a whole minute without bringing another squad, and he's just lost the squad. We discussed like how this Guardians Weapons team is actually pretty vulnerable with the Leap and the Raven the Brood, who are currently in retreat. So Warriors, very nice play by Sir Topi, just to force him off. I would just cut it off now. Very nice. Aspect of strength finally coming for Asmon, better late than never. It really needs that aspect to be a fully combat effective unit, and the fact that there are 2 crippling poisons on the field is just absolutely debilitating, and that's, nice getting, see, kiting in this retreat path. Should get some hits in though. Should get some hits in. No. That could have gone the model or 2. I mean, yeah, see, Asmon reses his commander, so he's made do pretty much a whole minute without his commander. Considering he is pretty much finishing Tier 2 right now. It's a big loss. It's a really big loss. I mean, you saw how much work that Destructor did against unsynapsed, unupgraded, lesser creatures, and the Warlock's back now, and he's only still got his Destructor and Fleet of Foot, and these guys now have a significant amount of synapse. Like, here comes the Endless Swarm. Like, Warrior Brood now on the field, like, I don't know, it's starting to get very uncomfortable, and Asmon really needs to find some way to isolate, I mean not this, but isolate the Warrior Brood away from the mid-army and pick on them, because they're the only reliable source of Synapse Bombs, and the way Sir Topi has been using them, he could easily bait them onto Banshees, like using his Shuriken Cannon, but he's in a very bad position as he hasn't been able to get his power up again, and it's Warp Throw is going to be the choice. This is going to be attempting warp throw. I mean, I would say warp throw and Wartar drop, but yeah, he hasn't got enough power. So it's got to be warp throw into grenades, and this is not going to be anywhere near as effective as it used to be because Topi tower incoming. So here comes the warp throw. Yeah, he won't. You know, it's nowhere near as effective as it could have been because right now he's short on squad. So his second guardian is not in position to take advantage of this position. Like, you know, he was off capping here because he doesn't really have any squads. Psychic Scream reducing, and like, you know, debuffing enemy units damage, and she's nowhere near as scary. But I think the scoff at either. Partially dodged the grenade. Nice grenade though. Warlock in the middle of things, beating up shit. Yeah, he's gonna go back to capping. I would say that's pretty nice engagement for Asmon. Not as good as it could have been though. And that's an extension of like being short on squads. Like, had he had more squads, he would have been able to get off like the Banshee and retreat path, the double grenade and retreat path, and the shuriken cannon covering everything. Like, that would have been ideal. He had the ideal position, but his guardian was just out of position. And not because he didn't want it to, you know, he definitely wanted it. You could see his position. Ooh, here's the warp throw. Nope. That was a defensive warp throw, trying to make sure that his Banshees managed to get their leader and get out, which is absolutely fine play. I mean, a little bit wasteful, but at the same time, why risk it? Like, the Banshees are one of, like, pretty much his only saving grace right now. And, this is really problematic. As Sir Topi, that Topi tower is like a bitch to get rid of. And it's like getting rid of it, and yep. So now the warrior broods are kind of caught up with you, and this is very, very uncomfortable now. It's like, yes, guardians are really like fantastic infantry. They really are, but they also do a basic kind of damage, even though it's quite a lot of it, especially with upgrades. Like, their main contribution is gonna be really like shields and grenades. And it's not comfortable because the Banshees and Shuriken are really gonna be the ones doing lots and lots of work, and because they're the ones setting up the positional plays with the grenades, etc. The combos. They're the ones that can force off the warrior brutes when it comes to a fight. When it comes to, you know, push comes to shove, they can be like, boom, hitting you down. Don't know if Sir Topi knows this webway gate's here. It looks like he's moving towards it. Yeah, he knows it's here. So, okay, so that route is over, and now he's got this enhanced muscle coil on the Ravener brutes, allowing him to burrow like a Ravener Alpha would. It's very effective against. Look at this. Look at this. You can just wait here, lying, wait. Oh, look. Really nice use of it, like, preemptively. This is why you pretty much need detection. It's sad, but you kind of do. And see, this is what I mean, though. Like, Banshees are the things that work. Nice grenade on the warrior brutes here, but incoming jump here, and Asmon needed to be, like, on the ball there and notice that they're already burrowing. Banshee's in quite a bit of trouble here. He needs to use something like, I know it's, I know he's short on rep, but he needs to use something like Distort Field there to really help out. And Topi Tower. And by the way, Warp Spiders don't counter ranged units. Certainly not Endless Swarm units. Oh my god, Topi Tower and Brood Nest. This is just, wow. This is just brutal. I mean, Gene Stealers? Not sure I would have gone Gene Stealers. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're this far ahead and you think it'd work, practically speaking. But here I would upgrade the Hormagaunts with Adrenal Glands, and then I would get out like, I don't know. Oh, nice warp throw, and very minimal effect because of the Synapse and the Brood Nest. Plus it didn't land that well anyway, but it was a nice attempt. And just teleporting straight into the jaws of a warrior brood, not what you want to see. Not your finest moment, Eldar. Exarch goes down, Banshee's in a lot of trouble. When that Exarch goes down, you're in a lot of trouble. Grenades, bam, bam. Yeah, this is GG. That endless swarm, bro. I mean, no pun intended, but yeah. Just endless swarm coming out of that brood nest. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he was looking pretty good for Asmon for a while, and then suddenly he just lost a couple squads and then it all just fell apart. Really. And I found the